Man, you niggas gon' lace up your sneaks, it's time to ball. Presidential at the Swiss Hotel, make it come on. Posted up, all black in the back, 100 deep, 100 coops posted up in the front, 200 seats. Man, somebody call the IRS, too many Lambos. Yeah, I'm talking bottles.
Hey guys!
Tired?
Yeah. Oh, good. You good, bro?
Keep going.
Pick up the phone, Tay. Pick it up.
Do you know how many times I get up?
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
I'm a
wait.
watcher.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 6 or 7. Welcome back.
I think it's 6.
Okay. All right.
It doesn't matter. When I come to another episode.
Yes. Do you know what I saw the other day?
What?
It was this thing. It was like, we all need to work on our Hey Guys voice. Oh, because there's money to be made on YouTube.
Facts.
It's like, well,
Hey guys.
we perfected our Hey Guys, but y'all need to subscribe.
Yeah, get your friends. Anyways, we need to introduce our guest.
Tiffany.
Tabitha, who are you?
I'm the one and only. I complete our trio.
Okay. And what do we call our trio?
Niggas.
Oh. Alright. We just talked about this 5 seconds ago. You wanted to play the song by them.
Oh, Migos.
Migos,
Yeah.
Who's Offset?
You are.
I'm Offset?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's Quavo. No, one of y'all are Offset. I'm Takeoff.
No,
Yeah.
I'm definitely Quavo.
Yeah.
And Quavo?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
I'm Takeoff.
Okay.
I'm going to take it off.
But just for the other people who don't know, like we usually roll in 3s.
Mm-hmm.
But I live in DC, so I'm not here all the time. But
You are here all the time.
Yeah.
I am kind of here all the time, but because it's only 3 hours, so I just made that trip.
It's okay.
But yeah.
There you go. Now you know.
Yeah.
They also the people only listening can't see your hand gestures.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
when you you also gotta say something.
well, yeah,
But yeah.
I've been here. What's that one? What is it? Would they be like, been about you, still about you?
I'll say.
Let's see. Yeah, so Tiffany completes us.
Yes,
Yeah.
she does.
And so today's episode is gonna be kind of like girl talk a little
Yeah.
bit, but not girl talk.
Where like you guys get bored. So
Yeah. No, but we're interesting, so you wouldn't. But Tiffany has like a special skill set or field.
It's my field, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah, my bad.
Get it right?
She's a superhero. But yeah, Tiffany, so what do you do?
In my professional life?
yes.
Yeah.
Why am I confused? Wait a minute.
What do you do?
What do you,
In my job?
yeah.
Okay,
you say it?
No, she's not allowed to say.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Oh, Tiffany works for the the Department of Justice.
Damn, you just
Yes.
The Justice Department.
Yeah.
We can't tell you where in the Justice Department she
I'm
works.
official, nigga.
But part of that is also you are in psychology.
Yeah, so I'm currently getting my master's in forensic psych. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I only have 6 classes left.
Yay!
And after that, I'll
So
get
you lit.
licensed. And then I want to work for the agency that I work for. But I want to be a victim specialist.
nice.
So she gets all the fun, well, not the fun things, but to
Isn't
like,
that fun?
but you get to analyze like the bad guys,
Yeah.
and help the good people
Yeah.
who have been affected by the bad guys.
Yeah.
But we thought we'd do a fun spin on it, and we decided to do like a pop culture episode, and just kind of dive into like, you know, how stupid it is, 1, and then 2, like the psychological background or things floating around it. So that's
Yeah.
really interesting. But before we start, what's the drink of the week, Gwen?
Drink of the week is spiced, dark and stormy. So it's called Spice of the Storm. And it
Like
is-
the eye of the storm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't make it up. Captain Morgan did.
You should have roll with it, bro.
Yeah, so we have rum, ginger beer, lime, of course, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's lit.
Okay.
But Tiffany requested us to take a shot, and we only have
Yep.
the rum. We're bullying Joan into taking a shot.
Yep.
Can I get that guy because it's smaller?
And no, it's the same size.
Are we going to toast to something?
Yeah, what do you want to toast to?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Let me pick. We always have real good ones.
Yeah.
Let me think of a better one,
Okay.
a good one.
Okay.
You
can't do
Can
the
I-
waiting music.
Can
Like,
I-
Chubby-
Just man, you know what? okay, we kind of talked about this last night. For y'all weren't here, so y'all don't know. But we had like a long ass talk last night, and that's why I kind of came down because I was feeling lonely. I wanted to talk to my friends. But yeah, so yeah, let's toast the growth. Because niggas is really out here shining right now.
Yeah, shining, yeah. Whew, that was
kind of good.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was wild. Yeah, not
niggas
bad.
Who didn't want to take a shot.
No, but yeah. I had to take another one of those before the night's out.
Yeah, there you go.
Can y'all see? Hold on, put it against my shirt. Do y'all see that? Shaking my head. Y'all take it.
So today we're gonna be talking about.
They don't care what we're going to be talking about today. They just want you to take your shot.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, not bad.
Oh, that wasn't bad.
Oh, look at that.
Shut up. Oh God.
Yep.
Okay. So, we're gonna talk about pop culture and social media, but before we're gonna do a celebration.
What?
When we started this year, we had an episode about our goals and our stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if this was on Winnie's goals, but Winnie had her first solo show at a gallery, and it opened this weekend. And it was so good. And it's gonna be up for 2 weeks. So if you're in Durham, you should stop by the Carrick Modern Art Gallery in downtown Durham, 947 East Main Street, Durham, North Carolina, 27701.
Okay,
all right. You know the zip code? That's lit.
I mean, we're right down the street.
Okay.
So. But yeah, stop by, support the Carrick.
Yes.
Because hopefully, maybe I think in this summer, I'm actually taking over the Carrick.
There you go. Big.
And then we just speak about growth. Yeah, let's put that in the universe.
But yeah, it was a really great opening. Winnie did the Undocumented series. Well, before we start, how was that? Like the process of getting started for that, and
the process of getting started was smooth because I had a lot of hype behind it. A lot of people were interested and kind of sending people my way. But like I said yesterday in my artist talk, a lot of the people that were interested or would have been perfect for the project all backed out because they were scared to go on record. They were scared to go on record. So so after I just kind of hit that little road bump, I had to go back to my my backups, which is of course my family members and people that I've grown up with. But it was good. It was good because I think I was being overly ambitious in the beginning anyway because I wanted to have 15 portraits, but it ended up just being 8 and a self-portrait.
That was perfect.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think 15 might have been a little bit overwhelming.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was
when he was still painting on Sunday.
Yeah.
No, I was still painting on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I was still painting on Wednesday. I all the paintings that I hung up were still wet. But it was good though. It was good. The process was good. I learned a lot about myself. And just kind of what I get in my own way a lot. But yeah, other than that, it was good.
Yeah.
The transformation.
Yeah.
I came out of the immigration closet.
Yeah. Ooh, turn up.
Yeah, turn up. But yeah, it was good.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, speaking of coming out of the closet, nobody did in celebrity life, but that was my segue.
I mean, it worked.
That was the only segue I have. Oh no! You know Aaron Hernandez?
What was the segue to?
Yeah. I was trying to move it to what we were supposed to be talking about today, but I had nothing to do with it. But that was the only thing that seemed pop culture-esque was coming out of the closet. My thought process was there. The end result wasn't there. Yeah. But now I thought of something. Aaron Hernandez, that NFL player that killed those guys.
Yeah.
So it turns out he was gay. And so the reason why that he hung himself, really, not only because he was facing jail time and he had severe brain trauma from all that stuff, but also because he was scared about his gay life coming out into the public.
Yeah.
And so he was just and since he technically was still employed by the NFL, whenever he dies, I think the NFL has to pay his family their something or whatever. That's wild. That's been so I think that was wild to me, but
that's crazy. And when I heard that story, and when I hear every story, I knew there was something more to just what it was. It's he just didn't snap, and I know he covered it up. I believe that he did it, but I think there's more to the story that people are covering up. Yeah.
No, that was like they said that he has the worst case, and I don't know what it is, whatever that head trauma that football players get. Mm-hmm. He had the worst case that they've ever seen.
That thing is real. Better search
it away. Yeah. That's not like you have to let me know. Well, yeah, you're searching. Whenever the name comes up, I'm trying to figure out is that something that we classify in the DSM as like a real disorder.
And what is a DSM?
The DSM is the diagnostic I'm getting my master's, right? Statistical manual for disorders.
You know they try to add pedophilia to that?
Who?
They try to add pedophilia to it.
Oh, well, they should. I think so.
What?
Yeah.
No. So like this
as a disorder.
Yeah.
Okay, no. So that's the problem with adding something like pedophilia to the DSM or anything that classifies it as a disorder. People no longer go to prison or like get like jail time or get persecuted for it because now it's considered a mental issue. And so instead of being dealt with as criminals, they're dealt with as patients.
I think that's better, to be honest. Because people, I think if you are a pedophile, you are sick as fuck. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, this ain't Kid 7.5.
Yeah. Like you sick as fuck to do something like that. So why not get them in treatment and tell them? Because some people don't have that type of insight to where they know that that's wrong. Like they're really sick with that. So if you get them in treatment. And really kind of, it all starts with your history, your social history, your makeup, your background, all of that. So if you get them in treatment and tackle all those issues and figure out what the root of the pedophilia is, then still try their ass, because I feel like it should be both. Yeah. But it should still first always start with treatment. Yeah. The second me, yes.
Okay, so if you can start with treatment, but then there's people who have been prosecuted for pedophilia, gone to treatment, done all that. They report to the as like child molesters in the database, but then they are repeat offenders. So it's like sometimes like of course nothing's gonna be perfect or foolproof, but still it's like it just gives a lot of leeway when something is added to that.
Understood, but at the same time, I don't really
because in that case sociopaths should be added to that. To the sociopath is in the DSM, but like then murderers who are sociopaths, it's like then they shouldn't get jail time. They should get treatment.
But you can't really say that because murderers who whatever are considered sociopaths. That's just like let's say I was in a domestic violence situation. I killed my husband in self-defense. Does that mean I'm a sociopath? No, I just wasn't trying to get my ass beat.
Sociopath is a diagnosed thing.
Yeah,
there are people who are sociopaths. So that's what I'm saying. There are people who are sociopaths. A majority of serial killers are also sociopaths.
Right, but you can't. I'm saying you can't classify every murderer.
I'm not. I'm
murderer.
No, I'm saying I'm not classifying every murderer as a sociopath. I'm saying sociopaths that are murderers. Then, because it's in the DSM, then they're able to plea mental, defect or something like that.
Right.
And now, if we're giving that, it's like when you give them a rope, like an inch, people will take a mile.
But that's the thing. That's why you need, praise God, thank God, highly trained clinicians for that shit, because that's one thing when I really do get into my field, I want to work in the court system, because I just don't understand, what would drive you to chop somebody's head off? Or what would drive you, to be a terrorist? Mind your business.
But what are the people, but what about the people who are just I want to do it that?
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you have to really sit and analyze that person and see, is this mental health related or are you just bullshitting? And there's definitely ways to do that.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying. I just feel like anything with the law, one.
Are you on Instagram?
And how? Yeah.
Bro, watch the show.
You on the show?
I know.
Bro, watch the show.
But anyways, what they have is called CTE, chronic traumatic
embolism.
No.
Ooh,
encephalopathy. Encephalopathy.
Let me see. Encephalopathy.
Encephalopathy. Okay. Gosh! It's a degenerative brain disorder associated with repetitive head trauma. and he had the worst.
Yeah.
And they were saying because his personality completely shifted.
Oh, wow.
Like from when he was in the NFL to when he got out or when he was doing what he was doing, like his personality completely shifted because of that brain trauma.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, yes, he's a murderer. Yes, he did all these things, but there's a reason now why he did it.
Right.
But does that mean that we should feel okay, like we should feel like he should get treated? Yes, he's a human. He deserves treatment. But who deserves also like to be like, who is what the guy's family gonna do? The people he killed.
Yeah.
There needs to be justice, and then there also needs to be justice on both sides where he should have got treated and taken care of, but also the people who lost their family members deserve a little bit of restitution.
Right.
Yeah, but
I think if jails were functioning the way that they're supposed to function, because jails are supposed to be like somewhere where people can go and like get therapy and so they can go back into society.
The recidivism rate here is ridiculous.
The what rate? No, seriously, I learn a new vocabulary word every time we do an episode. Recidivism.
Recidivism.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's whenever like somebody is in jail, goes out and then comes back.
Okay.
It's too high here. And like places like Norway, I was watching a documentary.
Wait, hold on, I'm sorry. What? Norway? Like, that's so random.
They have the lowest recidivism rate in the world.
Yeah.
And it's because a lot of their jails, they said, we believe in taking away the person's freedom, but we don't believe in taking away the person's humanity.
Yeah.
And so...
I'm moving to Norway.
You know?
Well, I'm not a criminal. But I mean, if they treat their criminals like that.
They treat their people really well. But like, the criminals have like keys to their own apartments. They have like access to like chefs and they have their own little apartments and they get treatment and that's minimum security. Maximum security is actually similar where they have a lot of like, they get treated like humans. Yeah. And so that was their thing. It's like, just because we're taking away their freedom doesn't mean that we need to take away their humanity. Like, because with that, then comes the fact that like they don't see themselves. I'm so freaked out.
It's like counting down. It's okay.
If you get treated like an animal, you're gonna act like one. Just like little kids who grow up around animals. Yeah. They become feral. Yeah. And it's like now as adults, you're giving adult people who already have a lot of issues enough to commit even a crime. Now they're like feral human beings where they can continue to act out. Right. Because that's how they have to survive in the jail system. That's how they have to like
24 seconds.
What is going on?
That kind of stupid. I'm just gonna put that out there. Oh, guys,
I'm about to say, do we want to tell the story?
Yeah.
Of my camera? Yeah, so I got 7 seconds. I lost my camera.
That's a story.
Know where we're at. We gotta pick back up. You know, hey, we don't have time to waste.
Animals.
Animals.
Right.
Back? Oh. Feral animals.
I don't know, but we back. All right, so we're gonna talk about CTE and the degenerative brain disorders associated with that. Yeah. And how Norway treats people like humans. Yeah. But anyways, moving on before this camera rudely messed us up. Yeah. Okay, so another thing that happened on a United Airways flight. United Airways just wants to go out of business, I'm sure. And I wish it was me who these things kept happening to, because I would have come up on a real nice check. But so this lady had her dog. It was like a 3 or 4 month or something old little French bulldog. And of course you can have your dog as a carry-on sometimes. So the flight attendant makes this lady, like forces her to put the dog in the overhead bin for the whole flight. And she's like, you can't, like, I don't know if it couldn't fit in front or whatever. The dog barks for 2 hours straight and then it goes quiet. They land, the dog is dead. The dog is dead. And this little girl has to see them pull the thing out and the dog is laying like dead. I was like, I cannot believe somebody can be stupid enough. If you want to put a human in the overhead cabin, anything else that needs oxygen, why would you do that? And that's why I'm like, United Airways is looking for a reason to go out of business. And I'm looking for a reason to get a check. I'm going to walk up and book up every flight I can with United and let them try something.
You know their rate's about to go low. So.
What? Ooh. Let's take us to Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
What? I am about to come in there like, even if somebody bumps into me.
I already have like a little like the splinter and shit and like. Like, get it out your purse, like.
You'll be in your seat like.
Oh man, I saw your name bobbling. Like you are.
Yo.
Anyways.
But yeah, that was one. I guess you don't have much to say about that. Okay, moving on.
I mean, that's nuts though. I mean, like, but what can you say that? That's just stupid.
I mean, it's
next. Like, she's a dumbass. But like,
but
was she the only like flight attendant?
No, they have a crew of flight attendants. So,
So,
obviously they're all dumbasses.
But okay, but so.
But first of all, would you have put your dog up there?
Hell no!
Would you?
Nah.
But no, so would you rather get kicked off in flight when you need to get
True.
back home?
That's
or would
true.
you just do what the
flight
airline is
attendants
making you
can
do?
be assholes.
Because they're considered like, I think the moment they're considered like federal employees or something.
What?
Because it's in the air,
Yeah.
you can't like, if you come back to them, the pilot can kick you off.
Do you know you can go to jail if you have sex on the plane?
Are you part of the Mile High Club?
I'm not.
Oh, you?
No. What is the Mile High Club when you have sex on the plane?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Are you?
not really.
Whoa. Okay,
Not really, or are you?
Not
What have
like
you
all
done?
the way.
With who?
Jacoby. No.
We never rode the plane together.
Who'd you ride a plane with?
Somebody.
Wait. So when you say you're partially part of the Mile High Club, what part? You didn't go all the way having sex with somebody.
No,
on the
but we
plane.
were sitting next to each other and we were playing under the blanket. So we just leave it there.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
And how was that?
Intense.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because people are around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're having to like or like
What is that? What was that you just did?
whoa. You have to like I was trying to conceal like you have to, stay tight lipped.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I don't
Interesting.
know.
I think anytime that you're doing something that like, well, even whenever you're by yourself, I think like teasing someone in that way can just be very like exciting.
Yeah.
Mm.
I appreciated it. I thought it was cool. I got off the plane like,
Well, back to dead dogs and planes.
real off topic.
All right.
But
So we can move on.
No, we
That's
can
just
move
stupidity
on.
all the way around.
Yeah.
Wait, can we ask this question that we're about to ask? Because I have to know.
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I asked this question. I asked Tiffany. I was like, if you could be any celebrity couple, like who would you be? So Tiffany.
I said Tiana and Iman.
Yeah. And I would be Will Smith and Jada. I'd be Jada.
Who would you be, Joe?
I'd be Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. They've been together forever. And they're both are believers. And then also, like, Tim had, like, a serious, like, alcoholism issue. And, like, Faith, like, stuck with him and helped him get over it. Now he did, like, they look good. They grew up together. Like, through everything they've been through, especially in Hollywood. I mean, like, if we're talking about, like, going through something serious as couples, I think Hollywood is pretty intense. But especially through the industry or whatever, they've kept a really good grasp on their relationship. And I respect that.
It would have been funny if one of y'all said Magic Johnson and Cookie.
What?
Why would anybody say that? Why would anybody say that?
I don't even know. Well, I know who Magic Johnson is because
First
he
of
plays
all,
like basketball, but I don't know who his wife is.
Cookie is the bitch that stuck around even after HIV.
Right? Could you do that? That's kind of intense.
Like, but like, you know what's crazy? The fact that like
He's still alive?
No, the fact that she doesn't have it.
How you know?
No, she doesn't have it. Like that was one of the things that came out. It's like whenever he came out, people were like, he got tested. He was like, I have HIV. I'm HIV positive. And he's like, because of what I was doing and how he was interacting with his wife, she never contracted it because they weren't sleeping together.
Oh, she shut it down.
Yeah, she
But
shut it
there's
down.
ways that you can like.
And so now, because his HIV levels are so low, basically he doesn't have the disease anymore. He could have sex with someone and they couldn't catch it. But then also, people with HIV can have relationships with people who don't have HIV because there are things you can take where your body is like, okay, now you're
already
prepared
like in defense.
in defense of the.
If you have AIDS, it's over for your ass.
And he's never crossed over to AIDS.
Oh, that's because he got money.
Yeah,
because he got hella money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically he's cured of HIV. Like his limit, his what's it called are so low that he basically is cured.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you though? And this is so random. Sorry, I don't even know how I thought of that. Weird as fuck.
It's okay.
Yeah, but like if your husband or whatever said, "Hey, I'm HIV positive," are you gonna work through it and still do it to him, or what you gonna do?
But wait. Were you HIV positive when we got into this relationship.
You're HIV positive because you cheated on me?
No, he was HIV. Let's say you met a dude and y'all about to do it. He's like, hey, breaking news. I got HIV.
So first of all, if you met a dude and you're about to do it and then he tells you, that's not the dude anyways. Because I do believe that people with HIV deserve the opportunity to have a conversation about with people who don't have HIV.
Right. Especially when it's sexual.
Yeah, we have to break those stigmas down.
Yeah.
But two, if you have HIV and you care anything about me, you wouldn't wait till we're about to do it.
Right. And
you would have the conversation and be like, if you are attracted to me and we do care, I need to tell you something.
Right.
Yeah.
And in that case, I need you to go on the series of pills you need to take for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that whenever we do have sex, even if it's protected, you're still safe.
Right.
But you would still entertain the idea of doing it?
Depending on who the person is, I don't know. Let me not even speak. It'll definitely. Yeah. I was trying not to be a shithead.
No, it's not a shithead. It's a no.
It's your health.
It's your health. And at the end of the day, like, even though because of how technology has gone, you probably wouldn't catch it.
But what if this is like your knight in shining armor? Like, they are everything that you've ever wanted.
My problem is, so I can't say no like I just did.
Yeah.
Because I'm very understanding.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very understanding. Like, I've had conversations with people and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do about this? Because, I mean, I do believe that some people get these diseases, some people get in these situations at no fault of their own.
Yeah, right.
Some people are born with it because of their parents. Some people are, like, raped or sexually assaulted. Some people have not been told by a partner. So, because some AIDS and HIV holders, like, deliberately have sex with people who don't have it because they want other people to be miserable. Like, it's just, like, there's some people who, so I don't feel like anybody should be stripped of the opportunity of love because of a situation. Right. That conversation is still, like, they deserve it. As humans, you deserve to have these conversations. Yeah. Now, the follow-up is up to the person and how comfortable I feel, but at the very least, I will always entertain a conversation.
Yeah.
Good shit,
I think that's important. And that also, like, pertains to, like, people that are transgender. Because remember the time where transgender people were like...
You would talk to a transgender man?
No. I would want you to tell me that you're transgender before we have sex. Like, I have a right to know that.
I think you would know the moment you saw his penis.
Not even his penis, but you should be able to tell by the breast.
Oh, he would have the lines. Yeah.
But, bruh, I've seen, like, somebody that's, transgender. Yes. Mm-hmm. No, that used to be a woman, and now is a man, and I thought they were a man.
No, they look like them. Even the women, some of them, I'd be tight because I'm like, these transgender bitches really look better than me.
Yeah, they're really pretty. Mm-hmm. They're really
pretty. And their makeup,
flawless.
Yeah. But anyways, I'd at least want to know.
I would never have that conversation though.
Why? If you were dating a transgender man,
I would never date a transgender person.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I mean, but like, what if you did, like, what if, like, that situation I just told you, that they look like a man, and so you go on a couple of dates, and it's like, okay, cool. Like,
you need to tell me up front.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's important to have that conversation
up front. Yeah.
And
once that conversation happens, unfortunately, I will not continue to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Not because I don't agree with your lifestyle. You need to do whatever you need to do to make you happy. Like, if you feel happy in this body, do that. But me personally, the things I want in life requires sperm. And a functioning organic dick, and I don't
organic.
Yes, or all natural. Anyways, let's move on.
Well,
we have 8 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, what was you about?
No. I said we have 8 minutes.
What was you about? You was about to segue to something?
No, I said let's move on, but I didn't have to segue.
Was you about to segue to something, Joe?
No, what do you have? Laughing at yourself. But I mean, that's the truth.
What were you saying?
Because, like, that kind of brings it around to the conversation we were having last night about, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm going to say it. It brings it around to, like, you know, when you're getting ready to, like, date somebody new or meet somebody new, and then you have that awkward kind of like, oh, well, he texts me. Let me wait 5-10 minutes to see before.
This has nothing to do with that, but go ahead and let's talk about it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll go with it. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So yeah, he texts me. I don't want to seem too available or too present. So let me wait 5-10 minutes to text him back. Why is that our culture now? I think it's stupid. I think it's petty. Yeah. And maybe because I'm so honest, I don't give a fuck because I always have my phone in my hand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like,
crotch.
You know, in this case, my crotch. But like, if I get a text, I'm gonna text back. I don't really think there should be.
It's just games.
Yeah.
People don't want to be available because it's like being available means available means vulnerability. Mm-hmm. If you're available to someone, if you respond to someone, if you're there, they have access to you, it means that they have a certain level of hold over you. And people don't want to seem that way. But it's like, you're not going to have these relationships if you're not available or powerful.
What's in there? Is it just ginger beer?
No, it's her drink, bro.
Yep. I was going to help you.
All right, let's move on. Oh, unless more had to be said.
No. Since that wasn't even pertinent.
Okay.
Oh, wait, Tiff, can you say button?
Tiffany. What's your name? Winnie?
Just say button.
It takes me a while to say it.
Say it.
Button.
Tiffany can't say button.
Let's follow up with the next thing on our to-do list.
Yeah, I know.
So this past week or so, Big Sean and Janae Aiko supposedly broke up because
that was my reaction last night. I was supposed to be surprised
because Big Sean cheated on her supposedly, but it all came out as false.
Yeah,
and then 21 Savage and Amber Rose also broke up, but I think that one's like real. But this is like this is like breaking news.
What? No, but like why did they break up?
But why would you want to be with Amber Rose?
So you're saying Amber Rose is the problem?
Yes.
Yes.
I like 21 Savage.
I think Amber Rose is fine.
But, okay.
That has nothing to do with
no,
her.
but but I still want to know like why they broke up. Is there?
I don't know. Maybe
out there. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's open about everything usually, about except for the reasons why she breaks up with people. Yeah. But my thing was this: is like, why are these things like breaking news? Yeah. Like it was like everywhere.
You know
Big
why?
Sean has cheated on Janae
because people entertain it.
They're unfollowed each other and deleted all each other's pictures. It's like, y'all be really clocking for this?
Yeah.
But yet you don't know what your local representatives are that are running for your House and Senate in 2018.
That's not important to people.
Mm-hmm. But then they be so mad at holding up signs whenever a black life gets killed and nobody does anything. It's like, maybe if you stop following Janae Aiko's and Big Sean, are you sipping the drink right now? You were like, none of my business. None of my business.
But to that point though, that's why I really hope, I may be ignorant for saying this, don't crucify me, but I really hope net neutrality gets passed. Because I'm just, I don't like the whole social media thing. I wish we could go back to the time before. That's
not all that it affects.
Yeah, I know, but still. That's the part I'd be looking forward to.
No.
Are you about to educate me?
No, I'm not about to educate you. I'm just, as a person one who also works in government, you need to do a better job. You have a social responsibility about doing it by being educated about things that are going on.
Bro, there's been times where I'm like, yo, so and so happened in the news, and like, so what are you guys? You're like, what?
Whoa! I'm like, nigga, you work in one of the most important agencies in the U.S. of A.
You just out here winging it,
right?
I'm just out here
it's like you have a responsibility, and even though you're not a statesman or whatever,
not an agent.
No, you're not a lawyer, not a lawyer, a representative or whatever that's passing laws. You still have a responsibility because you could potentially be an agent, and you you can impact how certain things go. About your knowledge about what's going on in the world.
But that's the thing, the
reason why people work in the State Department is because they know what's going on in the whole world. They can impact change here in the U.S. based on trends abroad.
Not necessarily true. It depends on where you're at in the government. Because if I was like, boom, up here, niggas, it'd be like a whole Wakanda situation where I'd be like Killmonger, like trying to give the resources to the community. So that we could,
But you couldn't do that because you have to practice. You have to practice things that you're going to implement when you get to that point. Mm-hmm. And right now, your habits are not of somebody who's like, if they get to that point, you could actually do those things. You have no idea what's going on.
Oh, damn.
Like, you can't be like, once I get that job, I'm going to be all right up.
Hey, no, nigga, are you undocumented out there? No, you ain't got to worry about it. I got you, bro. I got you.
But that's not how it works.
Says who?
Says the government.
That's the thing. If I was there in that position, I'm the new government.
It doesn't work like
that's
that.
Not how
There's
it works.
Systems and processes.
There's a reason why the U.S.'s checks and balances is a certain way. You work for one department, and that's it.
I understand that, but I'm a proponent for change.
Unless you sit on the Supreme Court with other justices that are gonna rock with you, or unless you are a president, or unless you are the Speaker of the House, or the House Minority or Majority Leader, or the Senate Majority Minority Leader, you do not have a lot of impact. I'm sorry to break it to you. But right now, you as a citizen have a lot of impact because you can also impact change for others.
Yeah.
You have access to information people don't have access to. And the simple fact that you think net neutrality should be bad because of social media just shows that you deleting your apps should just be the end of that. If you're tired of social media, delete the apps. But don't be saying past net neutrality because your ass don't want to see other people being wicked, and they're gonna find ways. But net neutrality works for other reasons.
The problem with that is I live in DC. Y'all live in Raleigh, so I be wanting to see what y'all have going on. So I have to keep my
Call us.
apps up. I mean, I do. We talk every day, not every other day.
No, but
however, I be wanting to be there.
Okay,
So that just
which is fine.
Yeah.
But I think maybe you just need to change your mindset a little bit. And
But
just,
I'm trying to get there.
no, it's okay. It's a work in progress.
You're like the person who voted for Trump because he said that he would give coal miners their jobs back. And it's like, I believe in that. But nonetheless, then the nigga turns around and does everything else but give that. Social media is the smallest, minusculest ass piece of net neutrality that that is to be focused on.
Educate me on.
I don't need to. You work in the government, bro.
Yeah, that's not.
You work for the agency that is actually impacting it, bro. Or gonna.
Moving on.
All right, so next up, spring break in Miami, bro. I saw these pictures over these videos of sorority and fraternity people paddling each other like they were online, and I've never been in a Greek, and
Tiffany,
I know
what are you
she's my stuff is showing.
We're recording.
I know.
But then also there was a video of these kids having sex in an elevator.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Or and then this guy was eating this girl out on the beach.
Oh my god.
And people are just recording it, putting it on Twitter. This girl was shaking her ass. Guys were slapping it, licking her ass, and she asked them to take it down. You saw that?
Yeah.
And it's just like, yo, in this age, you can't even go to spring break, have fun, and be a carefree high
First of all,
schooler.
why you doing all of that?
But Tiffany, when you were in college though, you did crazy shit like that, but the shit just didn't get recorded.
I don't think so, actually.
On Thirsty Thursdays, you didn't do anything wild and off the wall?
Not with y'all.
I know, but I'm saying what you did.
No. I was good.
So whenever excuse me, because I don't know if we're allowed to say this on air, when you did ecstasy, you would have liked that to be on social media?
That was before school.
Yeah, I was in high school.
That was in high school. These kids are in high school. That's what I'm saying.
I thought this was college
No, these are high
What? Are you
school kids. And then some of these are in college, college kids who are just in fraternities and sororities. These kids are young kids. High school, college is young.
Yeah.
And so now you're going to spring break and trying to have a good time, and people are recording it and putting it out there. Even if you're a senior in college, it's still, you're so mad. You're mad young. You're 21 years old?
Yeah. That's terrible. Poor kids, they don't even know what they're doing.
Exactly.
But the culture has changed though, because we weren't exposed to it as much when we were in school. So whenever somebody did something, either we heard about it, we didn't see it on social media.
No.
I mean, if anything, we saw something on MySpace, but nobody really
posted videos.
Right.
The camera quality wasn't good enough for that.
But camera quality, we thought it was good back then.
Yeah.
But we weren't exposed to the same thing. So whenever you're exposed to something, it's okay, I've had that feeling before. Since somebody else is doing it, it's okay.
Right.
And that's what they're doing. And because we're so bombarded with so much information all the time, and you're still young, you're just gonna do everything.
Yeah.
If social media was out when I was in school, I would be a stripper.
And that's how people get trapped into those lifestyles sometimes.
Yeah. It's nuts, it's crazy, but
I just felt like it was such an example of how sometimes we give young people a really hard time, and we're young, but even younger people a really hard time. Yeah. And it's the only reason we're allowed to do that is because we did not have social media to put us on blast. Nobody could pull the internet up and be remember when you did this?
Right.
The spring of 2009.
I'm bro, it's crazy because I used to post Fran, my old lady, my client, and that's against HIPAA.
And nobody knows.
No, but whenever social media started getting so Instagram was out and I was still working with her. So I would take selfies with her when she has sunglasses and I post it. And those websites that are not Instagram or MySpace, but the external ones that keep records. Literally, if I search my name, there's still a website out there that has a picture of me and her on the internet, and I cannot delete it.
But last but not least, I think that's it.
No, you said we had 2 more things.
It was Donald Trump. I don't feel like talking about him.
Yeah,
we shouldn't give him no time.
Okay, so let's dive into the psychology behind.
About how what?
The psychology behind why people act the way they do, especially with social media now. So we can tie it in because this shit is all over the place. But it's not our fault.
But this is real life conversation.
It is.
Yeah, I think we need to do I think
you know what I think it is. People aren't self-aware.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because
insight.
Because even our conversations yesterday, there's moments where you just realize that sometimes you guys are a little bit more self-aware about yourself. I'm pretty self-aware, and it's I think that's a responsibility that people expect to just. They expect it to come from the outside, and it's just like with education and with your kids. You have to teach your kids. You also have to teach yourself. You have to teach yourself a little bit about yourself. You have to recognize your triggers. You have to recognize what really gets you. Because if you're not self-aware, you'll never be able to handle everything that's coming.
You'll never be able to handle criticism either.
At all.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think for you to be self-aware, you also need to know what your end goal is because you have to have something to kind of judge your actions against. Okay, I want to be a better designer. I can't get mad if somebody tells me that something doesn't look good because I know my end goal is to be something that's better than that. So I think a lot of people just don't know what that end goal is. So it's hard for them to be self-aware because if you're giving me criticism, I don't know what to do with it. You know? Yeah.
Facts. What do you think, Tiffany?
You know how you're in class, teacher calls on you and you what'd you say?
You're never coming on another episode, bro.
No,
you've been on Instagram, you've been texting.
Because are we about to go to dinner?
We are.
But this is the thing, is we're filming a podcast episode and yes, we have obligations. We have to be intent about doing this.
All right, boom. Sorry.
Yeah.
I put it away. Sorry. But I'm your best guess yet. Probably not.
No. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bruh.
It's okay.
No. But you're our best friend, so we can't even be that upset.
I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you saying for real?
No, we were just talking about what Joan was saying, that the problem is people aren't really self-aware now.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. A lot of people, they don't like to look at themselves first.
Yeah.
Usually if I have a situation arise, I'm always well, what the fuck did I do wrong?
Yeah.
I always analyze myself first until I can not necessarily come up with something, but until I can be okay, Tiff, you could have did A, B, or C, D different, and then they could have responded however, whatever. But I always like to self-analyze.
I think also people are just kind of people really feel entitled, and it's fine to be entitled because it's good to know your worth, but sometimes people are just really ignorant with it.
Yeah.
And you said something earlier about what type of society that we live in, and
we are, and I really hate this because sometimes, let me be honest with myself for a second, because I don't really like social media. I'm just on it to keep up with niggas. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be the fuck on it because I don't care. Even the conversation that we have with my coworkers at work, I don't give a fuck what they did on the weekend. That's none of my business. It don't have shit to do with my life. So whatever you're doing with your life, I don't care because it don't have nothing to do with mine, at all. So we are very, very,
It's really intense,
bro. Because it really grinds my gears.
Yeah.
It really gets under my skin, and I wish people would understand. Especially the people I work with. Number one, I don't like small talk.
Right.
And number two, I did me and my daughter. We went to the park, or we went to what the fuck? Why are you telling me this?
What?
Do I babysit her? Am I coming to pick her up after school? I don't give a fuck. That has nothing to do with my life. So if it's not pertaining to me, leave me alone. Or if you're not trying to help me in my growth,
I think
leave me the fuck alone.
I guess because it's different for me, because you're in a job where you and in the field that you kind of want to be in. Excuse me. But just in general.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's important. I care about what my coworkers did. Because I genuinely,
but you like your coworkers.
But that's the thing. Wait, okay, so don't.
But like, in order for me to like them, like I
had to develop those relationships.
Yeah.
But okay, so don't get me wrong. I like them.
Yeah.
I like.
You should care less about them.
Yeah, exactly. I like them. Yeah. I like to kind of shoot the shit with them sometimes. Or if we have something crazy at work, I'll be like, you see this shit. Yeah. But other than that, that's it. That's where it stops. Yeah. And I don't know if that ties into we are a very narcissistic society where we're very absorbed with self. Me personally, I'm very absorbed in myself because I have to learn how to love myself and look out for Tiffany at the end of the day because ain't nobody gonna do that.
Yeah.
So my coworkers, what you did on the weekends, that's not pertaining to me. So that's why I could really give a fuck.
But do you think if you allow somebody to get in there, this, because of being absorbed with yourself and this self-absorbed society also plays into why, especially the U.S., the culture is the way it is. If you allow somebody in for a moment and allow that village aspect to take place where you have people surrounding you who you care about you, who you can develop those relationships with, and that's not going to be everybody.
Yeah.
Understood. But that's also, it comes in between, I guess, the balance of culturally. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like I can connect with a lot of the white people that I work with. And then, too, I just posted, which is a very good topic to talk about. Sorry, I got on my phone. Okay. But it was an article on the Washington Post where they posted, and this is how I feel every day at work, and this is probably, too, why I have such an attitude about it. But the girl was like, I'm exhausted from trying to be the right kind of black girl at work. Like, it's very hard to develop relationship with people who don't look like you at work because they don't have the same struggle that you do every day. And it's so funny. I really do honestly like some of the people that I work with, but they're always, if it's not commenting on my hair, it's my outfit. And so they call me the fashionista of the office because I dress tonight because I have to look the part. If I don't look the part, that's just another check on me, where somebody can, say something bad. So I always make sure I come in, dressed looking nice. But I think I falter on, I don't know how to talk to them. I don't know how to talk professional.
Yeah. I think, and I understand where you're coming from, but I think it's important for us to still have those conversations because sometimes people just don't know. And people are understanding. Like whenever you sit down and talk to somebody and you hear their story, and if you're a compassionate person, you can be a little bit more understanding.
But how do you have time to do that in 8 hours of your day?
I mean, it's 8 hours of your day. Like even if it's
how many times you bullshit during your day.
Right. And so it's like if you're at that job for 5 years and those 8 hours, even if you're talking to somebody a maximum of an hour each day, like for the week or something, like you're gonna learn something about that person, and it's fine. But I think it's important to have those conversations because yesterday, our friend Keisha came to the art show and her mom is white and she's mixed, and she said that she used to have like conversations about her mom about like white feminism and like just kind of stuff that she goes through, and her mom didn't care. She's like, shut up, like she's like, she's like, I can't relate, like and that was 2 years ago. But now, since she was doing it consistently, now her mom is a little bit more conscious about like, she's like, and she sat down with her, she's like, look, I understand that me and you are going to have different experiences in this world. I'm a white woman and you're mixed. Like, I'm not going to understand what you go through like all the time, but I appreciate that you want to talk about it. Right. So we have to, like, even if you don't give a fuck and you feel like that, you don't know what kind of black girl.
But that's the thing. I think I don't give a fuck because once I've tried it, it don't go nowhere.
But it's not going to like happen.
It's not immediate.
But that's the thing. That's the thing too. I feel like I'm so jaded from my past experience, especially, y'all know this too. Sorry. But especially my experience with the military. That's another hat that I wear. I'm in the Navy Reserves part-time. And I always have an issue with my hair or it's always something. And mind you, I'm one of the only, out of the whole unit, maybe 3 black people in the whole entire unit of 100 and plus people. Wow. So, of course, I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb because, one, I already have a disdain. I don't want to fucking be there because it's a waste of time. I sit there for, what's 8 plus 8? 16 hours on the weekends and I do absolutely nothing. And I'm always feeling like I'm here wasting my time. And so then for you to play me or come to me about my hair when I'm doing nothing in support of your mission, that's bullshit to me. And when I try to explain, my standpoint, oh, well, it has to be about policy or this is how the military works. I understand that, but my hair doesn't grow like you white people, right? So there's only so much that I can do. So, but I still think it's important because I mean, the parable about planting a seed. Like you're not gonna be there to see that seed grow. As many times, like you can plant a seed
and like just move on from it, and then somebody else has to come water it. So it's like, even if you're having that conversation, you're not going to see that change immediately, especially if it's something
you have to be okay with that.
Yeah, you have to be okay with that. Yeah. And it's and it's also, you have to be okay with knowing, like, at the end of the day, I did what was right for me.
Yeah.
And like, if they don't understand, they don't understand, because if you're like truthful and you're honest and you're coming from a place that's like vulnerable and like honest, repeated that, I think at the end of the day, like, even if you're like 80 years old, like it's gonna happen, and like you're gonna be in this space where it's like, okay, I'm glad I had that conversation with that.
Real change has to be selfless.
Yeah.
Because you have to understand the fact that sometimes for something to really happen, it's gonna happen beyond you.
Yeah.
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 And if you want to be selfish about it and want to see all these things that you have done, sometimes it will never happen. But real change has to be very selfless, because it takes generations to impact.
Yeah.
Especially with something as deep as what the fuck is going on.
Social, gender, and all these different things.
It's shit like that.
It takes time, and you can be a stepping stone.
Yeah.
I can be. I just gotta learn how to talk to niggas.
Yeah. Glass ceilings weren't broke in a generation. It took time.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Thank God for friends.
Thank you guys for joining us, because I'm not doing this whole pressing play and pause. I am wavy.
No, well, I'm not that wavy. Again, that's also because I think I was still wine drunk during the day. But all right.
Did you just cut us off? I thought it was